Hi there, I'm just wanting to try and do a little video, and I think I want to talk about 5G, and I'll start off by talking about my spiritual awakening that I had at the age of 24. To cut a long story short, one thing led to another, and relentless information, and counterintelligence is one thing to talk about, and I get shown. Because obviously when you awaken, your third eye now is leading the way, and I get information about perceptual manipulation. I get shown how the masses were all leading up to this point, and ultimately this is why the 5G is coming out right now. I tell people how to protect yourself from it, because ultimately, everything is how you see yourself. How you see yourself determines your frequency. The whole point is label you. The human frequency, or the human thing, how you see yourself as a separate human. This is a very low frequency band. And this is the frequency band that 5G can get into, you see. Everything's how you see yourself. They don't want, once you see yourself as the infinite eye, you're the 5G and you're infinitely beyond it. Because you come from an infinite source, you see. That's what you come from. An infinite power source. Infinite energies, infinite consciousness. And that's pretty much what you are. Just channeled in the form of a being at this moment in time. But you come from an infinity of potential. That's how I always say that I know nothing within an infinity of knowledge. And infinity of potential. But that's the true self, and this is how you access the infinite space within. This is how you go within your heart space, by seeing yourself as the infinite self. And that when you do that, see yourself all as everything, that's when you access the infinite self. So this is how you heal yourself from this 5G, you see, because it's targeting the human consciousness, which is an illusion. And this is why, it's programming is so important. So when you're born into the world, your parents can program you. The education system, school. This is why they start schooling so early. They don't give you a chance to think. Because if you were to do that, you might start awakening. Like I was kicked out of school at the age of 14, and I awakened. So they need you programmed properly. This is why they're very grateful for people that repeat. This is why they give you a degree. Because the system measures intelligence by how much of their information you can download, you see. The more you can download, the better it is for them, and they like that. But they don't like them that think outside the box, you see. But this global awakening is wrecking everything. Wrecking everything for the system. I was thinking the other day, I thought to myself, what's going to happen when children in school awaken? What's going to happen then? Maybe it was last year or something, I was watching a David Icke video last year, and this video he was talking on, he said that there was kids in certain places that had actually awakened, and the teachers couldn't control them. And I thought, I think to myself a lot, that what's going to happen when half of them awaken in school? Remember, kids are powerful. They all team because they'll awaken the other kids. So that's what's coming. But and also, manipulation of emotion, like I'm talking about programming, this is how you manipulate weather. Everything's just emotion. And it's been proven by doctors that have healed people that emotion controls your physical body. Everything's electrical, and electrical signals and stuff like that. And joy has a certain signal that heals the body. So, depression or stuff like that harms the body. So this is why they want to tell you you're ill. And they make up labels and say, and if you don't conform to the system or schooling or education, you've got learning difficulties, or you've got a mental problem. When actually the problem is they can't get you to repeat. But this is how they manipulate the weather. You manipulate weather. See, the weather is just a reflection of us. When it's a storm, that's just a release of our energy that's being released at that moment. And then the sunshine, it's got to happen like that, you see, because everything is one thing. It's all connected as one thing. That's what we are, basically. one thing, one infinity, and just expressing itself. It's in different forms. It's like if you look around you, there's separateness, but if you look at the bigger picture, it's all one. You know, there can be many objects in a house or whatever, but if you look around, it's oneness. And that's ultimately what we are. And that's what the system can't stop. It can't stop our ability. It's always trying to create division. But they can't stop humanity connecting. That's what the system doesn't like. And ultimately, what the system is just a state of energy, a consciousness, hanging in the air that we created. We create reality. So we've got to take responsibility. It's not going to happen from separate divine entity. It's got to come from within you. When I awakened, it was a choice, you see. It was a choice to awaken. But everything's a choice, so you got to step up to the plate. But going back to this 5G, that's what it's all about. It's not about making you superhuman or making you some great. That's what they're trying to sell it to you as. It's about making you submissive to technology. And what this does to you psychologically is it makes you dependent on this stuff, and then you're going to submit to the system. That's what it's all about. It's a mental game. But this is a very critical time for this awakening, because we can then, through this awakening, use these things to our advantage. Like the internet is to program you, but I'm using it to an advantage to share information. So that's the whole point of me sharing this stuff, is so that you realise that you can manipulate and bend your reality. Even things that are against you, you can use for you. They're playing counterintelligence against you, but you can use counterintelligence against them, you see. And what is counterintelligence? Counterintelligence is a bit like an army. And imagine different soldiers are different counterintelligence operations. And it's about getting the public focused on these different counterintelligence operations. So every soldier, every counterintelligence operation knows its job. And the whole point of it is to get you so focused, so brainwashed, and they can come in through the back door with more soldiers, with more counterintelligence operations, with more perceptual programming. But anyway, I just think I'm going to end it there. I wanted to speak about a few things. I just flow when I'm talking. But anyway, I'm just going to end it there. If you're watching, everything falls in divine order. You are divine order. Thank you much for watching. Thank you.